Number 32. Consider the four atoms L, M, N, and X with the given isotope symbols. Now these are generic atoms. We're not sure what they are, but we should be able to figure them out by the numbers over there. So A, which atom has the smallest mass number? B, which atoms are isotopes? C, which atom has the smallest number of electrons in the neutral atom? And D, which atom has the largest number of neutrons? So a little bit about isotope symbols. Here we go. They look kind of like this. What you have is an abbreviation, and then to the upper left, the number up here is the mass number. This is the number of protons plus neutrons. Okay, those are the heavy particles in the nucleus. So count up all of the protons plus neutrons, and that's the mass number. And then the number at the bottom left is usually represented as Z. This is the atomic number, and this equals the number of protons. Okay, and what goes inside this box is normally the element symbol. So for example, here's an isotope symbol, F for fluorine, and then we would call this the fluorine-19 isotope. Okay, 19 is the mass number, and 9 is the atomic number. Okay, and from this isotope symbol, we can figure out protons, neutrons, and electrons. Remember, the atomic number is the proton, so there are 9 protons. And there's always the same number of protons and electrons in the neutral atom, so that means 9 electrons as well. The way we figure out neutrons is we take the mass number, which is protons plus neutrons, and we subtract the protons. So 19 minus 9 gives us 10 neutrons. Now, looking at, see I've copied all these down over here, looking at these, we should be able to answer this first question pretty easily. A, which atom has the smallest mass number? Well, the mass number is up at the top. Okay, 114. This is the smallest mass number. So smallest mass number. And then B, which atoms are isotopes? Okay, isotopes, little something about isotopes. Isotopes have the same number of protons, but different number of neutrons. So if we want to know which ones are isotopes, we have to look for which ones have the same number of protons. Now remember, the protons are the bottom left number, the atomic number, that's protons. So it looks like these two are isotopes. Okay. Now we see that they both have 50 protons. I'll just highlight that, 50 and 50. So they both got 50 protons. 50 protons. How many neutrons do they have? Remember, the way you get neutrons is you take this number and you subtract protons. 124 minus 50 would be 74 neutrons for this guy over here. So I'll put 74 neutrons over here, and then how many neutrons over there? 114 minus 50, that's 64 neutrons over there. 64 neutrons over there. So those two are definitely isotopes. So let me write that out. Isotopes. Okay. C, which atom has the smallest number of electrons in the neutral atom? Now remember, in neutral atoms, the protons equals the electrons. So whatever one has the smallest number of protons would also have the smallest number of electrons. So here, this one right here, that one has the smallest, oops, I misspelled that, smallest number of electrons. And finally, D, which atom has the largest number of neutrons? Okay, now we've already figured out how many neutrons are in this guy. 74 neutrons, 64 neutrons right there. How about here? 116 minus 48. Let's do that math. So let's put this over here. 116 minus 48. Remember, you take this mass number, so protons plus neutrons, you subtract protons to get neutrons. So 116 minus 48 is 68. So here, this is going to be 68 neutrons. And what about the first one? Okay, 124 minus 47. That's 77 neutrons. 77 neutrons over there. Okay, now we've got neutrons. 77, 68, 74, 64. It looks like that one is the smallest number of neutrons. Smallest number of neutrons. So check. Okay, so A, smallest mass number, that's this one right here. B, which are isotopes, these two. C, smallest number of electrons in the neutral atom, that's this one. And D, smallest number, largest number of neutrons. I'm sorry, largest number of neutrons. So that's the smallest number of neutrons. Which one is the largest? That's 77. Okay. So largest number of neutrons. Okay.